I always wanted a simple life. By simple, I meant I wanted it free from unnecessary drama. But it seemed like my sister never gave me a break. She was the root cause of all my problems, pains, and heartaches. She was my biggest bully. The moment she stole the house that was gifted to me, it became the catalyst of my devastation. But everything fell into place by the time I discovered the truth. I am Anna. Come and follow me as I unveil the story of my life, all the unfortunate circumstances, and the breakthrough I achieved. It has always been clear to me that I was just a second priority to my parents, but I got used to that. I didn't have problems sharing attention and affection with my sister. However, things were different to her. From the moment I came into the world, my sister Pia had started harbouring resentment. She hated that I was born because she was already enjoying her life as an only child for 7 years. The 7-year age gap seemed like an unsurmountable divide in her world, and she felt like I'd come to steal everything from her. This narrative lived in her mind all her life. Since I was young, she had shown indifference and hatred towards me. She refused to care for me, treat me well, or even introduce me as her sister. For her, I was nothing but a mere competitor. And with that, she became my tormentor, embarking on a lifelong campaign to belittle me and make me feel like an outsider in our family. As a child, I did look up to her. She served as my role model. I mean, we all feel that way about our older siblings, no matter how selfish they could be, right? In the innocence of childhood, I yearned for her constant validation. I still remember how much I put effort into pleasing her. I would do everything to have her approval and affection, like saving her the best bits of candy or speaking nicely about her to everyone else. But all I received was scornful words and bitter taunts. I still remember this one incident that really left a scar on my heart. It was Pia's birthday, and I was trying to give my present to her, but all she did was embarrass me. "Happy birthday, Pia! I saved my lunch money for the entire month to buy your favourite shirt. I hope you'll like it, because I'm sure it'll look good on you." I greeted her with cheery energy. I was so excited to hand her my gift, expecting a positive response. She grabbed it, stared at it briefly, and threw it on the floor. My eyes widened to what she did. She then put her foot on the shirt like it was a piece of rag, and her friends laughed with her. I could feel my heart breaking into pieces. It felt like my world was crumbling in front of me. I was so deeply hurt. "I have plenty of pretty clothes, Anna. I don't need your gift, especially when you have such a bad taste in fashion. That shirt looks just as ugly as you are." She picked up the shirt from the ground and asked her friends to spill juice on it. They were laughing so hard. I looked around to see if my parents were there, but I realised Pia had already planned this. We were in the backyard, and no one was there to protect me. I couldn't help my tears, and I screamed our maid's name so that she could come to help me. But when the maid came, Pia was quick to change her attitude. She pretended to act kind and kneeled to hug me, as if she wasn't the one who had made me cry in the first place. I was too young to understand what was happening, but later realised Pia was too smart to get caught. She knew that if she didn't act like that, the maid would tell on her to our parents. "Why are you like this, Pia? You are so mean to me." She rolled her eyes and moved closer to me, whispering her last blow. She did it quietly so that our maid wouldn't hear us. "You want to throw me under the bus, huh? Keep quiet, or I will make your life miserable." Her voice was harsh and stern, but just within seconds she immediately switched to a concerned look. "Oh no, my friend accidentally poured juice on your gift, little sis. Such a bummer. Don't worry, I'll clean it up. Thank you so much for being so thoughtful. I am so lucky to have a sister like you. Come here, hug me." She embraced me once again. She buried her nails into my arms and whispered, "I hate you so much." The maid approached us. Both of you are so sweet. I will take the shirt to the laundry room. I will take care of it, don't worry. You two should go back to the party and enjoy. Pia flashed a fake smile at her, and as soon as the maid was out of the picture, she rolled her eyes at me. So freaking annoying. She then pushed me to the ground and raised her brows. Don't you ever go back to my party. I don't want to see you. She left me there alone while her mean friends tagged along with her. And just like that, my life became miserable. Pia's demeanour shifted from mildly annoying to outright hostile, and her insults cut deep, branding me with a sense of inadequacy that lingered long after the words were spoken. What made it all the more painful was that behind closed doors, she was adept at masking her venomous nature from our parents. She would play the role of a loving sibling, only to become a tormentor when their backs were turned. This duality left me isolated and confused, trapped in a cycle of never-ending abuse. She thrived on her power over me, a twisted delight in making me squirm under her lashings. She became my bully. At school, she would use every means to humiliate me. She would trip me, do pranks on me, publicly make me the centre of her jokes and insults, and embarrass me in front of everyone. In short, public humiliation was her preferred weapon. She didn't even let family gatherings slide and turned them into minefields of humiliation. She would recruit our cousins into hating me. Pia would feed them with narratives stating that I am spoiled, arrogant, and rude, when in fact these were all her qualities. She went as far as disowning me as a sister, as if it was such a disgrace to be linked to someone like me. She even occasionally introduced me as the maid's daughter, and acted like that would make me so much more inferior to her and her friends. Oh, I don't know her. She lives at our house because she is our maid's daughter, and aside from that, we are not connected. I don't want to be associated with a cheap person like her. She subtly laughed. I ultimately heard what she said, and it broke my heart. She constantly bullied me and mistreated our maid. I couldn't understand how her hatred towards our maid started. She used to be our nanny when we were younger, and she had been nothing but good to us. She would still take care of Pia, even when she would call her names like poor, stupid, and filthy. Our maid's name is Emily. She's so kind and tender towards me. She was with us since we were young and became one of our guardians. As my 18th birthday approached, I looked forward to a celebration of our joys surrounded by friends and family. However, Pia saw it as an opportunity to further her malicious agenda. She was jealous that my parents' and others' attention would be plastered on me, not her. Yes, she was that much of a narcissist. She would do everything just to be at the centre of attention. And with that, she did everything necessary to delay and disrupt the celebration. She embarked on a calculated campaign to undermine the plans, planting seeds of doubt and resentment in the minds of those close to me. Through cunning manipulation, she convinced friends and acquaintances not to attend, effectively isolating me on what should have been a day of celebration. Yet, despite her efforts, the grand party took place. My parents did everything to make my special day extraordinary, ensuring the occasion was filled with laughter, warmth, and genuine love. As I basked in the joy of the moment, I caught sight of Pia's seething anger, her facade of control slipping for an instant. It was a rare victory, a glimpse of triumph against the persistent storm she brought into my life. But I knew to myself that she wouldn't let it slide. I knew how cunning she was. She would do everything to make me suffer. But the respite was brief. The night was carried on with fun and joy. And as the celebration was coming to an end, our father gave me a surprise. I never knew my father's gift for me would soon become the focal point of Pia's insidious plotting. It was a house, a symbol of his love and belief in my future. After my birthday, I embarked on the next chapter of my life, college. I was studying abroad and told my parents I would settle into my home after I finished college and return to the country. I gave them the key and documents of my house for safekeeping. I was reassured that they would care for my home while I was gone. A few years passed peacefully, and when I was away, Pia and I rarely talked. I made new friends who felt more like sisters to me than Pia had ever been, and I truly realised the depths of her problematic behaviours. Distance does wonder to us sometimes, you know? And so, after finishing college, I returned with aspirations of settling into my newfound home. I was prepared to face Pia with a newfound sense of strength, but I never expected that would actually happen. What awaited me was a stark realisation of betrayal. It felt odd that my parents cancelled their flight to my graduation, missing one of the most significant milestones of my life. However, their reasons were that they were not feeling well at all, and I wanted to be understanding. At least I was still looking forward to spending time with them as soon as I got back home. But the moment I got to my parents' house, silent treatment was the only thing that welcomed me. Little did I know that my sister was again doing the devil's work. Pia had manipulated my parents into believing that I had willingly relinquished the house due to a lack of attachment and that I wouldn't say I liked it. She plastered the narrative of me being ungrateful towards my parents, and they believed it with all their hearts. They were disappointed in me because they never expected me to act like that. But I knew in my heart that I would never do that to them. I was beyond grateful for what they gave to me. And then I discovered that it was a ruse to cover up my sister's deceitful acquisition. Their lack of faith and silent treatment stung me more than any of Pia's words ever could. She used them so that she could have full ownership of my house. She manipulated them into letting her steal it away from me. I was so devastated. I never knew she could go this low. She was a mastermind. The kind of mastermind that would totally break me. And with that, she has already moved into my house and called it her own. And aside from that, her manipulation extended to forcing our parents to give me the old, dilapidated house we had used for storage. She revelled in mocking me, her words dripping with disdain as she spun a tale of me being ungrateful for their generosity.
"Oh, Anna, still holding on to this dump? I can't blame you for getting attached to your childhood home, even if it is falling apart."
She laughed mockingly. I clenched my fist, controlling my anger as if she didn't purposely do this to me. Yet I tried my best to keep my composure. "Pia, this was not supposed to be my house. Dad gave me the place where you are settled in now. You know that."
"Gave it to you? Oh, please, Anna, it's mine. And let's not pretend that you don't deserve this rubbish. Dad probably figured you'd be content with a rusty shack."
You know that's not true, Pia. Dad gave that house to me. It was a gift for my future. She just rolled her eyes, dismissing everything I said.
"A future that doesn't seem too promising if you're content with this piece of history. I, on the other hand, deserve this fancy upgrade."
I was about to explode, but tried my best to stay calm. "An upgrade that you stole from me."
"Stole? Oh, Anna, could you stop being dramatic? Dad realised the potential of that house and decided to give me a proper place to live. I deserve that luxury."
You manipulated them into thinking I gave it away because I didn't like it. You took advantage of their trust.
They were waiting for a reason to hand it over to someone more capable. And let's face it, Anna, talented isn't exactly your middle name.
You've constantly belittled me, Pia. It made me feel worthless. But this is a new low, even for you. She leaned towards me and whispered something. "You always were the weak link, Anna. Dad loves me more. And it's about time you accept that. Enjoy your relic while I revel in the lap of luxury." Your greed might have blinded you for now, Pia, but the truth has a way of surfacing, and when it does, I hope you're prepared to face the consequences of your actions.
Oh, spare me the melodrama, Anna. The house is mine now. Deal with it.
I will deal with Pia. But remember, stolen treasures always carry a heavy burden you won't escape forever. I refused to be broken by her actions. Armed with resilience and determination, I set out to reclaim what was rightfully mine. Pia's birthday was coming in a few days, so I asked my parents for a set of extra keys to organise a surprise party for her. Of course, that was just an excuse for me to get into her house. I picked a weekday, knowing Pia would not be home, and drove my way there. Upon reaching the place, I confirmed that Pia was conspicuously absent. An unexplainable urge drove me to a room where I discovered a hidden letter beneath her bed. As I read its contents, shock and disbelief surged through me. The letter unveiled a secret that shattered the facade Pia had so carefully constructed. It detailed her adoption and the complex emotions that had driven her to resent me. I learned that she was adopted since the age of 3, a truth that fueled her jealousy and insecurity. She feared being replaced, and that fear morphed into the weapon she wielded against me. I took the letter with me and went ahead with organising Pia's birthday party. I knew exactly what I was going to do. I invited all of Pia's closest friends and our extended family to her birthday. The party was going well at first, and Pia didn't suspect a thing. I picked the perfect moment to propose a toast, and with that, I pulled out her adoption paper from my pocket. With newfound clarity, I confronted my family about what I'd found. I didn't hesitate to tell everyone about what Pia did to my house, either. The letter's revelations lay bare, exposing the extent of Pia's manipulation. Anger simmered within my father as he realised the depth of her deceit, and he revealed the ultimate twist in this rigid tale of mine: the truth about Pia's biological mother. It turned out that Pia's birth mom was actually our maid, Emily. Back then, Emily got pregnant during her teenage years and couldn't raise Pia, so my parents decided to adopt Pia. Emily requested to hide her identity as Pia's mother because she only wanted what was best for her, but she pleaded to be by Pia's side as she grew up. My father didn't know about Pia's mistreatment of me or Emily. In fact, he wasn't even aware that Pia knew she was adopted. She was so embarrassed and angry that she had been taking it out on people around her for years. The realization was a blow she couldn't bear, leading to a visceral denial of the truth. My father's patience snapped, and he cast her out of the house I had reclaimed. As Pia faced the consequences of her actions, I found vindication not through revenge, but through the power of the truth that had set me free. The one who had used deceit and cruelty to manipulate the lives of others was now left to grapple with her lies. The aftermath was a mix of emotions that swirled through our family like a cyclone. Pia's expulsion marked a turning point, a reckoning for the years of manipulation and cruelty she had wrought upon us all. My parents were left grappling with a complex tapestry of emotions: shock, betrayal, and a gnawing sense of regret for not having seen through her facade earlier. For me, it was a bittersweet victory. My newfound ownership of the house was both triumphant and sad. The place that had been a battleground for the truth was now a sanctuary for my dreams, tinged with the bitter memories of the past. The house stood as a symbol of my father's love and a testament to my resilience in adversity. In the days that followed, the dynamics within our family shifted. My parents underwent a process of introspection, questioning how they had unwittingly enabled Pia's behaviour. Our relationships began to mend, slowly knitting together the frayed edges that years of manipulation had torn apart. Forgiveness wasn't immediate, but the seeds of understanding had been sown. As for Pia, her expulsion marked a harsh awakening. Cut off from the comfortable world she had meticulously crafted, she was forced to confront the ramifications of her actions. She struggled to make ends meet, and I remained distant from her for pretty much the rest of my life. My parents are still in touch with her, of course, but I have better people to care about now. I want to be as far away from her as possible and enjoy the peace that I have always longed for. If you were in Anna's situation, what would you do? Let us know in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more content like this.